Triple H is reportedly set to make a major announcement on tonight's edition of the Raw after WrestleMania 39. Plus, we've also got plans for Cody Rhodes on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw and general Raw after WrestleMania plans. UFC President Dana White comments on Endeavor's purchase of WWE and the merger between UFC and WWE moving forward. Speaking of Endeavor's purchase of World Wrestling Entertainment, we've got more details on the creative process, if they had any influence on what happened last night at WrestleMania, and plans going forward. An NXT tag team, the Grizzled Young Veterans, have been released after requesting their departure from the company, and one match went over their allotted time at WrestleMania 39. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in World Wrestling Entertainment. Let's start off talking, of course, about the Raw after WrestleMania. That is tonight live on USA Network. One of the biggest Monday Night Raws, if not the biggest episode of Monday Night Raw of the year. With WrestleMania 39 now firmly in the rearview mirror, the attention of WWE now turns to the Raw after WrestleMania, as is, I guess, the long build to WrestleMania 40 begins tonight, once again in Los Angeles, California at the Crypto.com Arena. Now, the finish of the main event of last night's show saw Roman Reigns retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes, a decision that has left many fans confused. There had been speculation for months about WWE introducing a new World Championship after WrestleMania, with many expecting Cody Rhodes to be the one to merge the current undisputed WWE Universal Championships together as one title. Wow, this is where things get quite interesting. So, per WRKD Wrestling, tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania is set to open with an announcement from WWE's Chief Content Officer Triple H. Obviously, it's not necessarily certain it's going to be about championships or a new world championship or the splitting of the world championships, because today's been a very big day in the history of WWE, with the sale of Endeavor being officially announced. So while the announcement could be in regards to a new world championship or the splitting of the world championships, there could be a situation whereby it could just be about Triple H being the first person to comment on a new era, the Endeavor era, the WWE UFC era, I don't know. So a lot of people are speculating it has to do with championships. Some are speculating it could just be something about I don't know, the sale. But I think what makes the most sense is that it would be an announcement regarding the future of the World Championships in WWE, with the WWE Championship being on Raw and the Universal Championship being on Smackdown, and Roman Reigns being the Universal Champion, or just Roman Reigns becoming the World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Champion is now on Raw, something like that. So expect something big, something really historic on what has already been a historic day for WWE. Now, continuing with the plans for tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw, we got plans for last night's WrestleMania main eventer, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Of course, Rhodes came up short at finishing his story in the main event of last night's WrestleMania 39 show, losing to Roman Reigns thanks to interference from Solo Sikoa. With Raw after WrestleMania typically one of the biggest shows of the year, many have wondered what Cody could be doing on the show tonight. Well, it seems like Cody's issues with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline are indeed set to continue, per WRKD Wrestling, who notes that tonight will feature a tag team match pitting Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against Cody Rhodes and a mystery tag team partner. Now, per Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, there is also set to be a segment featuring Rhodes backstage calling someone, likely his partner in the main event. Now, since this news has broken, there has been a lot of speculation about names who could be Cody's partner tonight, and quite a few of them would make quite a bit of sense. Of course, Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes has a huge history of Randy Orton. Jay White. Cody Rhodes has a history of Jay White in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Or possibly Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder. They're very close friends in real life, so certainly there are three names there that would make a lot of sense. But again, we'll have to wait and see who indeed is going to be Cody Rhodes' partner tonight. Even if that's actual confirmed plans, the right plans, it could just be speculation on anything like that. Now, Roman Reigns has also commented on him defeating Cody Rhodes last night at WrestleMania. Many thought WrestleMania would mark the end of the Bloodline story, but Roman Reigns himself has said there's so much more left to do. He said to Paul Heyman, "What did you say earlier today? We're in the third inning. If this is baseball, we're just in the third inning. There's so much left to do. We said it for a long time. We're just scratching the surface." I told you it had to be a month after we came back in 2020 after SummerSlam. We're going to change the whole game. We're not going to follow suit. We're not going to run it like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. We're going to expand you people, and upon your attention span, you're going to have to pay attention for longer than 20 seconds because that's what we're doing. We're out here like filet mignon. This isn't McDonald's or Burger King. It's not fast food. We're giving you the good stuff. I meant it and I kept my word. So Roman Reigns is essentially saying, look, I'm not dropping the championship, or this bloodline story isn't going anywhere anytime soon. If you thought last night was the end of that, or was going to be the end, you're firmly mistaken, because Roman Reigns isn't going anywhere. The bloodline isn't going anywhere, and seemingly his title reign isn't going anywhere anytime soon as well. Now, as mentioned, tonight is the Raw after WrestleMania, one of, if not the biggest Monday Night Raw of the year. And as I mentioned, the show is reportedly set to kick off with Triple H making a big announcement, and will also feature that aforementioned tag team match pitting Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against Cody Rhodes and a mystery tag team partner. In addition to that, per WRKD Wrestling, the show is also set to feature the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. There will also be more development with the new LWO, noting that a special guest is set to join the group. It's not saying what that guest could be or who that would be, but given the finish of the WrestleMania match between Rey and Dominic Mysterio, as well as the upcoming Backlash event in Puerto Rico, that guest is likely to be Bad Bunny, and that could indeed set up a match coming up at Backlash with Bad Bunny to be involved as well. Now, when it comes to, as I mentioned, mystery people or people that could be involved this evening, as I mentioned, there's been heavy speculation on Randy Orton making his return to WWE television during WrestleMania weekend, or on the show itself, or on the Raw after WrestleMania. Of course, we didn't see the Viper at WrestleMania, so indeed, he could possibly appear on Raw tonight. Now it seems like Orton's RK Bro tag team partner may also be making his return as well. PW Insider Elite is reporting that Matt Riddle is indeed in Los Angeles ahead of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw from the Crypto.com arena. It is yet to be confirmed that he will make his return here, but Riddle wasn't backstage at WrestleMania 39 over the past weekend. WWE typically likes to have surprises on the post-WrestleMania edition of Raw, so a return for the original Bro could fit the bill. Riddle hasn't appeared on WWE programming since the December 5 edition of Monday Night Raw, when he was written off television via a vicious attack from Solo Sikoa. It was later revealed that WWE did the angle because Riddle failed a second drugs test and had to go to rehab. So certainly, given that Solo's in the tag team match tonight, again, that would make sense. So that also increases the list and opens up the list to even more people that Cody Rhodes could have as his tag team partner. Again, if indeed that's the angle that they do tonight on WWE television. Now, of course, today a historic day for WWE, Endeavor, and UFC. And UFC President Dana White has commented on WWE and UFC's merger. As previously reported, Endeavor announced today that it has purchased WWE and will merge it into one sports and entertainment company with the UFC. As part of the agreement, Vince McMahon will serve as the executive chairman of the board, and Ari Emanuel will serve as the CEO. Meanwhile, Dana White will retain his position as president of UFC, and Nick Khan will have the same president title for WWE. White has issued a statement on the merger between the two companies and expressed his excitement, noting that McMahon is a savage, sharing that there's no limits to what the company can accomplish over the next 5 years. Dana White's statement notes, "This company has been on fire for the last 7 years, and now that we will be adding WWE to the portfolio, I'm excited to take this to another level. Vince is a savage in the wrestling space, Ari is a beast at what he does, and then add what we are at the UFC bring to the table. There is no limit to what this company can accomplish in the next 5 years. So Dana White certainly seems excited. One person who also seems excited is UFC fighter Conor McGregor. Of course, the news today has led to a lot of stars from both WWE and UFC reacting to the news, most notably Conor McGregor, who had a back and forth with Paul Heyman on Twitter last night before the sale was even officially announced. With the sale now official and the merger set, the likelihood of crossover from WWE and UFC is larger than ever, and it seems one WWE star already has his sights on UFC's Conor McGregor. Dolph Ziggler took to Twitter to react to last night's WrestleMania show before noting that he can drop anyone talking trash before tagging McGregor. Now, he said, absolutely amazing WrestleMania. P.S. If I can drop 45 more pounds, I can drop anyone talking trash. Seems even easier to get the deal done now, right? Notorious MMA, referring to, of course, that being Conor McGregor. McGregor hasn't responded. I think he's just said something like 21 billion company, almost implying that maybe he had something to do with that. I don't know if he necessarily did. Now, when it comes to more details regarding today's historic news, of course, it is official. WWE has reached a deal with Endeavor to form a new huge company that includes the UFC. Now, there is a company-wide meeting that has, I guess at the time of recording, taken place. It was scheduled to take place at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and an email was distributed internally stating that Triple H will remain as WWE's chief content executive. That comes from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select. Now, those that Fightful spoke to in WWE were adamant that even if Vince McMahon is involved at the top levels of creative, Triple H will be the person in gorilla position leading the charge. They are specifically about Vince McMahon saying he wouldn't be in the weeds anymore with creative, since he said the same thing 4 years ago when Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman were put in creative roles to oversee Raw and Smackdown. There is expected to be a talent meeting soon, and Triple H, as I mentioned, is rumored to kick off tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. WWE Creative has been adamant that they haven't interacted directly with Vince McMahon creatively, and higher-ups say he likes the process of how things are now, though the exact level of his involvement was not revealed to anyone at Fightful. They did say that Triple H is still overseeing creative and Vince McMahon is around as a resource if needed. Now, Fightful also asked if a looming deal had anything to do with Roman Reigns retaining the championship over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and were told, quote, absolutely not. The speculation within WWE is that Vince McMahon found a suitor that would keep him involved or reintegrate him if he chose, despite insisting that he'd be happy to sell to a partner that didn't want him involved. Sources from several rumored suitors told Fightful Vince's involvement would be a hurdle, and WWE has proven they can and have been more successful without him. WWE sources indicated to Fightful that a big part of the deal was the company's desire to expand internationally, especially as it pertains to international television rights, site fees, and the like that they're looking to increase. There are rights fees negotiations in the UK that WWE is seeking to make more money off and increase visibility. They're also looking to increase their rate cards domestically, as they feel they should be earning even more on their television deals. WWE were also adamant that they're not planning on expanding premium live events into an a la carte pay-per-view situation again for the time being. They noted that anything's possible, but it would have to be a deal so huge that they couldn't turn it down, and are cognizant of being short-sighted as it relates to future premium live events / pay-per-view and where it's going. Fightful were also told it was not an accident that hiring slowed down in recent months, almost to a complete halt. When Fightful asked about potential looming cuts, they weren't given a definitive answer one way or the other. Now, there are going to be talent reactions coming in the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. What is quite interesting as well is the future with Saudi Arabia. This has come into question since the sale, due to Endeavor actually quite having a rocky history with the company. Now, WWE CEO Nick Khan spoke to Axios following the sale news and addressed the partnership between WWE and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and what the future holds. Khan said, quote, our relationship with the Kingdom is a terrific partnership for which we're appreciative of, and, nothing in terms of anyone else's prior experience will affect that. We think we've delivered the product in the way that the Kingdom wanted it delivered. We have a multiple-year agreement with them in place. We're excited to do a show. We'll be back there May 27 for a big premium live event. WWE is set to hold the next event in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on May 27, 2023, when King and Queen of the Ring takes place in Jeddah. The last event in Saudi Arabia to take place was Crown Jewel in Riyadh back in November, which featured Roman Reigns defending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Logan Paul in the main event. Now, a couple of other bits of news actually that I guess kind of get lost in everything that's gone on today. One being that the Grizzled Young Veterans are no more in WWE. That wasn't even really their names anymore. Earlier today, it was reported that WWE NXT superstars Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler of the Dyad and Schism had requested their releases from the company. In an update from Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the pair have indeed been granted their releases from the company. There's no real reason or story as to why they requested their release, but indeed they are gone after competing at NXT Stand and Deliver this past weekend. Certainly surprising news there. Finally, one of the best matches this weekend, certainly the best female match, was the Smackdown Women's Championship between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. And per Sean Rossap of Fightful Select, the incredible Smackdown Women's Championship bout between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley ended up going a bit over the original allotted time. That being said, those within the company are happy with how the match turned out. On the contrary, the United States Championship match between Austin Theory and John Cena reportedly went way under the allotted time. So actually, Austin Theory and John Cena went shorter than planned, and this match went longer as planned, but hey, I don't think it matters too much. So there you go, guys. It's the latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.